Welcome back to a little Mavs postgame action on Mavs Center Court. As you can see, the results were not good out on the floor. A 43-point loss on Sunday afternoon in Cleveland. But that's not really what people are talking about, Harp. They're talking about the big trade from last night in which Luka Doncic, Maxi Kleber, and Markieff Morris go to L.A. for AD, Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a 2029 first-round pick.
Ooh, I'm shocked.
Yep.
Just like you are, just like the camera guys are. They decided to make the move, and that meant getting rid of a transitional player, Luka Doncic, beloved here in the city of Dallas, of course, for good reason. Gave us a lot of joy when he was a Maverick. So I'll never forget that. But at least in return, you're getting 25, 12, high field goal percentage, excellent IQ, dominant defensively, has won the Defensive Player of the Year before. So all is not lost. I mean, you still got to go on. If you listen to Jason Kidd and Nico, they started talking about turning the page.
Yeah.
And that's just part of a trade. I don't think I've ever seen a trade of this magnitude. I mean, where one guy has been first team all NBA for most of his career for another guy that has similar stats and awards that they've won.
Yeah, and you think about Nico's age. He'll be turning 26 in February. It's coming up, so he's still a young
Nico's?
man. I'm sorry, Luka's age. Yeah, Nico's older than that. In fact, let's hear from Nico and J. Kidd right now.
Well, I think the long term is the time frame. I think he fits our time frame. If you pair him with Kyrie and the rest of the guys, he fits right along with our time frame to win now and win in the future. And the future to me is 3-4 years from now. The future 10 years from now, I don't know. I don't think they probably bury me and Jay by then, or we bury ourselves. Yes.
That's real interesting to me, Hart, because talking about that time frame, the time frame, what Nico's talking about is he's talking about right now, trying to win a championship right now, and how AD, who will be, I think, 32 going into the playoffs, matches up with Kyrie's age and some of the other vets they have on this team.
Well, I don't think anybody ever knows the time frame. You know, a lot of it rests on whether or not you have success right away, which is the rest of this year. Right. And how far you can go with the change. This is just a tough situation. It really is. And I love Nico and Finn and all those guys, you know, but this one better be right.
Yeah.
It's gonna have to be right. And who knows? Maybe it will. I give them a lot of credit for making such a move. And I just hope it pans out right.
Yeah.
For J. Kidd and all those other guys.
Yeah, and Harp, you know, it is a very bold move. And Nico even addressed the idea of, like, I understand the fans being upset, but if we start winning, they will understand why we did it. And he was real particular with his language in the presser there, talking about Nico Harrison, when he's like, I don't do things that are scary. I realize the magnitude of this. And what he was articulating there is he doesn't see this as being scary because he believes so much in Anthony Davis. But to your point, the way the fans, you know, feel, he's got to be right on this, and the Mavericks have to be contenders quickly because there is so much love in the community for Luka Doncic.
Yeah. I mean, you remember when they made the trade for Kai? It was a similar feel.
Right.
Like, why are you bringing Kyrie in? Well, that proved to be a good move and a good call with Gafford and all of those guys coming in. Same thing with this. If it works out, I'm not going to say people are going to forget about Luka. They never will because he's a transcending player. But it'll be a little easier to swallow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you sip a little water with it, you'll be able to get it down.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You'll be celebrating if they win, but you're never, ever going to forget the Luka magic that has happened so many times. All right, coming up next on Center Court, we have more to discuss. Look at your guy, Dante, draining threes. That's all next right here on Mavs TV. Mavs take a tough loss today, 144-101, but there were a few bright spots, including the return of Dante Exum, and he is addressing the media.
Yeah, no, I think obviously it was tough. You know, it's a lot happening with the trade. not having Kai, Gafford, or PJ out there. But, I think hats off to us, for going out there and playing hard. They had a great shooting night. So, hopefully we can just move on from this and go forward. Yeah.
What was your reaction when you noticed that Luka was getting traded alongside?
Yeah. No, I think it was like everybody. Did Shams get hacked? Obviously it was a real big shock, but I think I've been traded twice in my career. So you just understand and learn that it's how this business works and something you just have to adjust to. And everyone kind of knew it was around that time. And I think it puts everybody in the NBA on edge that anything can happen.
Dante, you've been trying so hard to come back yourself. How much more, though, does this just put on your comeback and your role with the team now?
Yeah, I think for me it's hard just trying to get accustomed to being in the team. Obviously, the team's changed now. The team dynamics change. I'm trying to find my way. I'm trying to, be a point guard and organize everything, but also trying to find my breath and everything with it. So, hopefully that happens quick. And, I think it was a good step tonight. A lot to learn, but yeah.
Was Luka being moved kind of a stark reminder that part of this is transactional and it's not just all about the team?
Yeah. I think, I've learned from being traded before that, sometimes it's just not about you as a person or as a player. It's just them looking what they can do best for the organization. But on the other end, for Luka, he has an organization that wants him, and I'm sure fans that would love him over there. So, it's two ways to look at it, but, I wish the best for him.
What are the keys in terms of you guys trying to fill that void for his loss and make things as good as possible for him when he gets here?
Yeah, I think the best thing about AD and you can look at tonight how they play two bigs. It's a perfect example of how we can be, and just a defensive minded team. And then, I think AD brings a lot of offense and a lot of rim protection, rebounding, everything. So, it's going to be fun just to gel and, kind of figure out how we're going to, be successful.
What kind of potential now do you guys have to be a top defensive team?
I think we have all the, potential in the world. I think AD's been saying for a while he wants to play the 4. He's going to have 2 centers in and out behind him, and then PJ goes to his natural position of the 3 at the 3. So, I think just looking at that makes it a tough, front court. So, yeah, but I don't want to talk too much on that.
Dante, can being on the road during something like this be a good thing for the team because you can't all just go back home?
I definitely think so. It's going to bring us together. We're going to be more in the mill rooms, rather than just, going, back home and, with our family. So I think it's, hopefully, Christie and AD get here and, we can kind of gel, and start to gel as a team.
Once you guys did, learn the news as a team, was there anyone who had a message for the group, or was there anyone that kind of spoke up?
No, I think, at first, obviously it's just a shock. I think, I know everyone got messages and calls from their family and friends, just as I did. So I think everyone was kind of dealing with that and if it was real or not. And, so I think it was just a shock factor, but, I think it's, settled in and, we get to move forward now.
Okay, Harp, I have my phone out because our friend Luka Doncic has posted something we're going to get to in just a moment here. But first, Dante, let's go ahead and react to it now. This is on Luka Doncic's Instagram, and I'll read it. 7 years ago, I came here as a teenager to pursue my dream of playing basketball at the highest level. I thought I'd spend my career here, and I wanted so badly to bring you a championship. The love and support you all have given me is more than I could have ever dreamed of. For a young kid from Slovenia coming to the U.S. for the first time, you made North Texas feel like home. In good times and bad, from injuries to the NBA Finals, your support never changed. Thank you not only for sharing my joy in our best moments, but also for lifting me up when I needed it most. To all the organizations I've worked with throughout the Dallas community, thank you for letting me contribute to your important work and join you in bringing light to those who need it. As I start the next part of my basketball journey, I am leaving a city that will always feel like a home away from home. Dallas is a special place, and Mavs fans are special fans. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, Luka, 77.
Classy thing to do. I mean, he's certainly beloved. I don't know. I just remember myself in that situation and did the same thing. But you get goosebumps, man, when you start talking about a guy like Luka.
Yeah.
Who has meant so much to so many people in the Metroplex.
Right.
And he'll always be loved, plain and simple. This still seems so real to me. It just doesn't seem real. I guess I got to get used to it, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, the page has to be turned, but I think to your point, it felt like we went from Dirk to Luka, and we did, but, the hope was that he would be here like Dirk was. But, the NBA has changed. These things change.
Yeah, I'm shocked, but I've seen it happen. I've experienced it firsthand, so don't get too comfortable. You never know. If Luka got traded, anybody in the NBA can be traded.
Absolutely. And I was thinking about that as Dante Exum there was talking about, I've been traded twice, and around this time of year you start thinking, I was like, I doubt Luka was sitting there thinking about that when you're 25 years old and have all the All-NBA selections. But that has been what's happened. So this week, the Mavericks will go to Philly on Tuesday. Nico, before the game, did not say when they were going to get Anthony Davis in the lineup. But here you see the schedule, Hart. They got to go to Boston on Thursday, and then Saturday, a day game against the Rockets. So this week is still really tough.
It is tough. And all you can do under these circumstances, dust yourself off.
Mm-hmm.
They had a tough night, a tough afternoon today against Cleveland, best team in the West, in the Eastern Conference. But you have to dust yourself off, man. Get up and go fight again. The next opportunity is Tuesday.